All right, guys and girls, this isn't the type of content I wanted to be making today. I didn't even want to cover Ashes of Creation today, but I feel my community needs to know what's going on. And before I start with that, I owe my community an apology. I owe my YouTube channel an apology, my Twitch community apology, and my Discord. I owe the Paradox Gaming Network an apology. You see, several years ago, I made this video, and don't go look at it because it's totally cringeworthy. But I said that I had looked into the company, looked into the team, looked into Stephen Sharif, looked into John Moore, and I said it looked like everything was good. And I missed the mark. I failed. I didn't see the writing on the wall, and there were maybe some indicators back then that there was a problem. So, to my community, you get the apology. Now, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. I told my community I would stream Ashes of Creation Alpha 2 Phase 3 one time, just to take an honest look. And I did. It was on August 30th. Immediately after that, I went back to Once Human. I like Once Human. I went there on September 4th, and then you'll notice on September 5th, I put on a video. That wasn't the video I was going to do last week. I was going to talk about the banned mod in Final Fantasy. I couldn't do that, though, because while I was streaming, John Waynick's statement came to my attention. Now, I know Talents on the official Discord is going to be like, oh my God, Jelon is 7 months late. You're right. I am 7 months late. I wasn't following Ashes. I didn't care. In fact, if you look up my Twitch tracker, prior to August 30th, I hadn't been in the Ashes of Creation category on Twitch since November 11th in Phase 2. I didn't care. I was just going to stream it one time. I've lost faith in the project. So why am I making this video? I'm making this video because Stephen Sharif, the creative director, CEO, whatever his job title is now, the analytics are actually quite conclusive. The drama bait can give a little bump in views. Then ultimately it takes a certain type of individual to continuing delivering to the newfound audience, which eventually ends in burnout. See Death's Proxy, It's Ziz, Jelon, and Narc. It's much healthier when losing hope to take breaks and pace yourself. That is my general advice I stick to for creators that feel they are losing hope or patience and masquerade it as truth-telling. Oh, really? I'm the one who masquerades at things as truth-telling? Well, first of all, I don't think you should be commenting on any content creator's analytics, considering the fact you were presented with this chart about Smurg well before he was on your creator panel. And you can see from this data, he's view botting and he's follow botting. But I guess the analytics only tell the truth when people are toxic, spewing vitriol, or putting light in the dark corners that we don't want to talk about. Or you don't really understand content creator analytics. The problem here is John Waynick said you guys restarted at the beginning of 2021. I'm guessing he meant 2022 because you guys did your port in December of 21, but it's not my statement. I can't control it. But there's your statement. Actual production began after Kickstarter in June of 27. Prior to that was design, documentation, and prototyping. So which one is it? Who's actually telling the truth? Is John telling the truth in everything in Alpha 1, everything in Unreal Engine 4 was R&D and prototyping? Or are you telling the truth and you guys had been consistently developing since? Now, I can't ask John because he has an NDA, and it would be Bush League journalism for me to ask him questions to put him on the spot of violating his NDA. But if he lied about you guys, it's a little interesting that you're not doing anything about it. This video probably annoyed you. It's an uncomfortable video title. It's an uncomfortable slideshow. It asks uncomfortable questions about why things you say can't be empirically proven. There's more. It's not ready for today's video. I want to first ask you a pointed question. Does it hit a little different when you're downvoted on your own Reddit? Because I know you've spoken out about how Ashes of Creation is treated on the MMORPG Reddit, and you say it doesn't always open up like it doesn't always foster communication. Your own Reddit downvoted you to a -67. Did that hit different? Is that a echo chamber being pierced? Because I don't know how you can think everything is going splendidly, everything is going according to plan, when your own community is now saying, no, we don't like it, we don't believe you, we no longer endorse it, this is our vote of no confidence, and you think it's not going to get worse. Let's take a different topic. Maybe that one is too hard. Maybe that one hits too hard. If you remember, I asked you back in 2019. I asked you in August of 2019 why you didn't tell us in February of 2019 why APOC was going to be on Steam. Now, I know some people are going to be like, oh my God, you're going back then. Yes, I am. Because if you're going to accuse me of masquerading the truth, we're going to talk about things like this. I have some game developer friends in my community. They wanted me to ask you a question. Can your team please explain how they managed to leverage Steamworks.net for anything other than Steam? Because Steamworks to all of them is only useful if you are putting your application on Steam. Now, you said you didn't know in February that you were going to put APOC on Steam. And yet, on Monday, December 17th, on 2 different patches, you added Steamworks.net and updated Steamworks.net. And then on Tuesday, December 18th, you put a login with Steam option into the Intrepid launcher. Now, I wasn't smart enough to do any of that, but programmers in your community were. So the game developers in mine would like to know what you guys were using Steamworks.net for and how you were leveraging it for anything other than Steam. And you didn't know in December, January, or February, you were putting Steam on APOC. That one might be uncomfortable too. Let's just talk about something real easy about masquerading the truth. From your original website, Intrepid Studios is always in search of talented, team-orientated, self-driven, and passionate individuals. Our 17,000 square foot studio. Okay? But your address was 11558 Sorrento Valley Road, Suite 7, which was 5,826 feet. Who's masquerading what truths now? I want to go back to playing once human. I can't. Because integrity is 2 things. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's looking. Integrity is walking out onto center stage and taking all the body shots for the things you've said. I owed my community an apology, and I've never taken their money. They've donated, but I never sold them anything. My integrity now with my apology, my explanation, is solid. My soul's intact. Would you like to answer any of the questions I asked today? You want to answer any of the ones I asked last week? Do you want to apologize and say you were wrong to include me with those other creators? Or do I just schedule next Friday to be more Ashes content? It's your call. You have the clocks. I have the time.